Hey everybody. My name is Brad, and I'm going to start this new channel on Facebook. I have it on TikTok under DirtWorker379. This is the DirtWorker379. I ran the company for 7 years, and we agreed to mutually part ways. Um, Without uh, saying too much, the owner retired. He gave it to his son-in-law. Him and I just didn't see eye to eye. He was from a different industry, not construction, had no idea what he was doing. And I still think that at this day, if it wasn't for the people he has here, they would have folded when he took over. But neither here nor there. So at that time in 2021, I went on my own. I took some of their customers with me. Since they did a lot of landscaping, some construction. We were trying to push towards the construction industry more than the landscape. Didn't quite work out, but so when I left, I took a bunch of the landscape customers with me and started doing that. Um, I've kind of since moved on to the construction side with a little bit of landscape help still, but I have some customers landscape that I, haul loads to once in a while. But for the most part, I'm focusing back on regular, construction and that type of thing. This year could be interesting. The last couple years have been really tough. I'll get into that as we go along. Hopefully, we all learn from my mistakes, because there's been a lot of them. I tried doing a lot of things myself, book work and that kind of deal. I'm not a bookkeeper. My bookkeeper now explained to me why I wasn't a bookkeeper, or a very good one at least. We've tried a couple different forms of software. I'm getting ready to change my payroll software, do something besides QuickBooks, which is what I use now. They're doing some stuff at QuickBooks I just don't agree with, so we're going to be changing a few things. Anyway, so that's the introductory into the Dirt Worker 379. I'm going to go take this tin over to the recycle place and figure out what to do from there. See you later. So, problem number one, when you haul tin and aluminum and whatever in a truck and pup, sometimes this happens. This definitely did. It's stuck in there, the aluminum. So they're going to get the little buggy. It's coming around here now. That guy right there. And he'll come drag it down. But that's the first time that's happened, but hey, shit happens. More time on the clock, right? Okay, so the reason I had such a hard time with the trailer, to explain this to you, it's a normal dump trailer. Dump pup is what we call them. And so the tailgate just swings on a hinge. The truck is different. It has what's called a high lift tailgate. For those of you who don't know, I know some of you watching this will know what the high lift tailgate is, and they're going to make fun of me for saying it, but high lift tailgate comes all the way up. Now mine doesn't quite come all the way up, it's a little old. But it comes, for the most part, it comes all the way up. So stuff slides out a lot easier. Now the bed that I've got, it's called a rock bed. It's a little bit thicker steel, a little bit heavier built, and I can haul boulders and concrete and whatever. It does dent it a little bit, but for the most part, it won't poke a hole in it. So that's a high lift tailgate. When it comes up, you'll see it's up in the air almost all the way, which is coming up open more now than what it ever has before. But yeah, I need to get a shovel in there and clean that out. But anyway, so that's what I did. This came out real easy, one swoop, done deal. Yeehaw. So I'll go around, relay, hook back up to the trailer, get my cash that actually is going to go to the customer when I see him later today. And then hopefully on the next job. I reached out to the gal, but she hasn't texted me back. I don't know why. But anyway, so that's that. Load one for the day is done. Now to go get money. All right, so that's done. So a truckload of 10, or a trailer load of 10, and a truckload of aluminum, or the other way around. The other way around. Trailer load of aluminum, truckload of 10, and a water heater, whatever. So it wound up being 450 bucks. That's not a bad deal. That's on top of whatever your bid is that you bid to do the job. Shit. Maybe I should get into home destruction. Anyway, so on to the next thing. Right now I don't know what that is. I'm waiting for a phone call back. Anyway, so that's that. 10 and aluminum offloaded. Strange things you do in a dump truck. That's one of them. Definitely that's one of them. So that's done. Now I had to bill that guy from yesterday because we did all this yesterday, and then I'll bill him for this morning. Paperwork is the one thing I hate doing, really, but it's a necessity if I want to get paid and paid accurately. So this guy pays with a credit card. I have it on file. All I do is hit his information, the ticket number, and charge him. So I'm going to rework my invoices a little bit. I need to change kind of how they work. I'm going to get with my gal. I got quite a few left, so when I order them next time, I'm going to work it up a little different. But that's kind of the necessary evil. When I get done with this, I need to put oil in the hydraulic tank, which is underneath the bed, which is a dumb place to put it. One day I will move it to the side of the truck behind the cab on the passenger side, because it's got to be easy accessible. If something happens, you can't raise the bed. You can't fill it. You can't do anything with it, with the bed not in the air. So, kind of a dumb design, but I'm working with it right now. I got a lot more other things that I got to deal with for that. That's just one of them. Anyway, so when I start doing that, we'll bring you along. See you. So the next thing I'm going to do, I've already charged this credit card. I can do that on my phone. And then I use the tablet to do my billing. I used to have an office in my house, and I ended up when my daughter and my granddaughter moved in with it, back in with us, I wound up having to. I lost my office. My office was her old bedroom, so um, I so I lost that when she moved back in. So now I had to become mobile. I had to figure out how to do it on the move, not just when I got home, get on the computer, do my paperwork. Now, so I use my phone to bill out. I've used my phone to charge the credit card. I use Freedom Payments here. It's a local company. I do charge my customers a 3.5%. When my bookkeeper came to me and said, "Hey, you're spending almost $1,000 a month in um, in credit card fees, the 3.5% that the credit card company charges me," I said, "Holy crap, that's 12,000 a year." Yeah, that's a lot of damn money for an independent one person, one truck, you know. And so I started doing charging it. Well, the cool thing about Freedom Payments is, and this is kind of a review, I guess, of them. Um, they are um, they take 10% of that 3.5% that they get and donate it to local veterans charities. Excuse me. One of them is Backcountry Vets here locally. So to me, um, that was an added plus. Um, and it's it's it sucks that I have to do that, but what you got to understand is that 3.5% that the credit card companies charge you to process their credit cards. You have points cards, right? You got a airline card, you got a maybe a Cabela's card or whatever. Well, that 3.5% goes towards paying for those points. So why am I paying for your points? You should pay for your points. Now you do with me. I have a card that for new customers or people that I haven't told. I do have an announcement, a notice on the bill when I send it to you. It says, this is how you want to pay it. This is why, and this is where the part of the proceeds go to. So, by law, I have to do that. But so to me, it's worth it. Like I said, it's not cheap. It's very expensive. And that's one of the things that I don't need to pay for. So you get to pay for it. It saves me a lot of money, and I don't have to deal with it. Anyway, so got that done. Billed him out, charged his credit card. Money will be in the bank tomorrow morning at 8 o'clock, which is cool as heck. Part of the processing. It's in the bank the next day. With QuickBooks, I can run credit cards through QuickBooks. It usually sometimes it takes, like, I can have it in minutes, and sometimes it can take 2 or 3 days. I prefer minutes or the next morning. And that's that. So now I'm going to jump out, start the truck, jump, and raise the bed up in the air, and I'll take you along. It's going to be loud, probably noisy. I don't know if you'll be able to hear me because the truck will be running, but suck it up.
Well, it takes a pretty big wrench to do this. I always tell the customer, fit everything is good. I'm not going to pull that all the way off until I get the bucket. So I got this handy dandy hand pump. Moves out really well. bumped away. Unfortunately, both my cylinders leak. And I just don't have the money or the time to fix it right now. To go for this next winter, hopefully get things figured out. If I'm busy. There's no real like fuel tube or whatever. It's a guessing game. I can see it. At a certain point, if I go too far, it'll overflow when I raise and lower the bed. So I'm just gonna go a little bit. The good thing about this filler tube is right back in the bucket. And that's that.
Okay, so normally, now that it's quieter, you can actually fucking hear me, but normally when you raise the bed like it, I raised it all the way up just for shits and giggles. This is a safety bar. You want to put this up, that way it won't come down on you. It fits in those two little square holes right there on the inside, which is a weird round peg square hole usually, right? You normally don't do that. Anyway, normally that's something you would do for safety. I knew I was only going to be a quick minute, so I wasn't too worried about it. Like I said, that's leaking. You can see the leak. The seals need all redone. I don't know what it costs to do that, but probably a lot. I need to actually get a quote so I can we'll lower that down. You see it's actually getting all over my back window. That's what that is. It's just the grease and oil. But I need to get a quote, find out what it costs to fix that, reseal them if they're resealable, but I don't even know who to take it to. I'll have to call my friends at Boise Truck and find out where they would go. So this is going to get a little better. Tomorrow's video, if we get to do one, will be I ordered wireless microphone to do this, so it'll be a little easier, and you'll be able to hear me in the truck and whatever, probably a lot easier in and around the truck. Anyway, so I'm gonna probably call that, seeing as how I have nothing going on today. The other load didn't call me back, so it's a tough business. I mean, this is end of April. I should be running full bore, but so we have been in the Boise, Idaho area. We've been inundated with trucks from other states, especially California, because they can't run anything older than 2010 or older. They can't, with motor, they can't run down there. Well, motors are hundreds, thousands of dollars when you talk about a fleet of trucks at 40 or 50 grand a pop to replace the motor, upgrade, whatever it's got to be. It's just ridiculous. Buy a new truck basically, and then you're talking several hundred thousand. So they are coming here because this is where the construction's at, and it's making shit tough for those of us who live here. They come up here with 15, 20 trucks and totally saturate our market, and then they're working cheaper, and it just sucks, but neither here nor there. So we will pick this up again tomorrow. I'm gonna try and do a video every day. Spread it around. Talk to you later.